Happened. Jekyll and Hyde. Friday night, yes, there's the BU hockey team. Saturday night, oh my God. Sunday night, yes, there's the BU hockey team. I thought that we played great tonight from the get-go. And our real important guys really answered the bell. Benito played great tonight. Shattenkirk played great tonight. Colby Cohen played great tonight. Wasowski played great tonight. They all had tough nights last night. And they bounced back and all played great tonight. And our most important guy played great for the weekend, Kieran Millard. We had guys play really well Friday, take the night off. Saturday played really well Sunday. Kieran Millard played great all 3 nights. And he certainly played great tonight. Great to see him get a shutout. Great to see him get a shutout. We were really down. We had Colby who had to leave the bench for a little while with a hip problem, and we had Wasowski get hurt a little bit and had to leave the bench for a little while. We obviously didn't have Castro, so those defensemen logged a lot of ice time, and they played extremely well against a team that can be on you all the time and be very physical. Plus, the fact that they got the stretch going, it makes it difficult for the other defenseman who has to stay up to then get back. It puts a lot of pressure on that guy, more so than the guy that's going back. In general, it was a real hard-fought series, obviously. Neither team deserves to be finished their season. And this is the 5th time in the last 6 years that we've had to play in this game, and we've won this game to go to the Garden. So that's not good for my health. Questions?
Coach, you think back to December 11th. You walked out of here. The first half was over. It wasn't a great first half. You were like, well, where you guys are now?
I always thought if we could play, if we wanted to play, we could be a good hockey team. We've had the history of having real good second halves. If we didn't take the step back up in Vermont, we would have had a fabulous second half, like we did 2 years ago, and like we did when we went. I think we went 21-0-2 in our last 23 games. Vanderbilt was senior year. So we've had some great second halves, and this was a real good one. When we drew this team, I was happy to get home ice, obviously. By anybody, we got home ice, that's great. When we drew this team, I thought this would be the toughest draw for us because they're so physical. They've got a great power play. And the two of us are the 2 most penalized teams in the league, so there's going to be a lot of penalties called. And I was real concerned. The shining light of the entire series was Kieran Milan and great penalty killing. I think they went 1 for 17. And a big part of that is your goaltender has to play great when you kill him. So he was great, but everybody else really worked hard. That was the best part of our game throughout.
Kind of fitting the way the hockey season's gone that it's almost 10 o'clock on Sunday night and there's 3 different teams you could play on Friday night as we speak.
It's truly amazing. And like I said, we're fortunate to be able to move on. And I felt that way last year when we beat Maine 2 out of 3, and I felt that way when we beat Vermont 1 time, 2 out of 3 back here. The only time in between we beat UMass twice in a row, but every other time in the last 6 years we had to go to 3 games. So thank God we were at home, and we earned home ice at the very end, which was nice.
Coach, can you talk a bit more about Kieran Milan? Ending the season, finally seeming to find his stride. What do you think is working for him this weekend?
Well, I think he found his stride right when he came back. I thought, we weren't playing as hard in front of him, but I thought he found it. I thought he played pretty well. At times, very, very well. I thought first 6 or 7 games back after the break, I said, well, Kieran's back to his freshman form. He took a little dip here and there, but in general, he's given us good efforts, and then he gave us, I thought, a great effort this weekend. He's back to the top of his game tonight.
Coach, you mentioned last night that you're disappointed in the power play, that it was just kind of walking around. 2 for 5 tonight with 8 shots. What changed?
They passed the puck hard, and we changed a little bit of how we played, and we stretched them out a little bit more because they were jumping us pretty good. So we changed the power play look a little bit, but more importantly, we passed the puck hard, and we moved to the open areas. We didn't stand around watching. We didn't hang on to the puck. I thought the power play goal that Benito got was huge after the other goal got waved off. I thought for sure there was no way that could possibly be waved off, and it was the correct call. But I didn't see what could it possibly be. I forgot that they had a delayed penalty. If there was no delayed penalty, it would have been a goal. But because the kid did whack it, they called that possession. The whistle should have blown. They didn't blow the whistle, and that's why we have instant replay. So they made the correct call, and then that might have deflated us. Puck is dropped, Benito goes in and scores. And a great individual effort, and a nice read, and he looks everybody off and looks it over the keeps. I thought that was huge, and obviously, third period, two-goal game is the toughest lead to hold on to. Three-goal game, and three-goal lead is a nice lead. So we get a power play goal in the third time to end it, which was very nice.
Coach, the nation's third best power play is 1 goal on the series. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I already did.
Oh.
We talked about the fact that Karen played great. Our penalty killers played great. They went 1 for 17 in a power play that is difficult to play because they're not. It's not so much they move it around, so they like to get it to the net and outnumber you. The one power play they got, they flipped it to the net, and they outnumbered us in the crease and got the rebound. I think it's a terrific power play. They got some real talented kids there. But one of our objectives before this weekend was to win the penalty game. We did not win the penalty game. Well, there was probably a toss-up on Friday night because we got 6 penalties and they only got 3 power plays. Right? We only got 3 power plays. They got 6, so that's not winning. We should have stayed out of the box. But neither one of us scored, so you can say that was a draw. We certainly didn't win the penalty game last night, and we certainly won it easily tonight. 2 for 5 for us, and 1 for 7, 0 for 7 for them. So it was a big part of the win, no question.
Coach, last night was the last game this season that you could lose. How do you impress upon these kids that there's no opportunity for Mr. Hyde the rest of the season?
I've been trying to impress that upon them all year long. So the answer is I have no idea. But I would leave it up to my captains and my seniors. They'll have to do it. Because if I had an answer for that, I'd be writing the book right now.
Coach, you mentioned Colby Cohen leaving for a little while, Warsawski, I think Alex Chase on left for a little while too. Can you just talk about those guys just battling through their injuries and getting back out there and contributing?
Well, obviously it was a real physical series throughout. I think what's his name? Gilroy got a 15-stick cut on his head Friday night. We lost with a bad gash here. That was just an accident. But there were a lot of bumps and bruises and a lot of physical play. And obviously, when there's that many penalties, there's a reason why. So we did have guys that fought through it. They refer to it as being a 7th game player. We show up in the big ones.
Just quickly, you mentioned last night you thought Nicasio would be able to play next weekend if you guys won tonight. Is it still looking that way?
I look at him, that wrist, I don't see how he can play, but they tell me that'll heal up in a couple of days. He's got a scar from here to here, and it's bulging up this way. You can see, it looks like a football. Looks like, you could grab it. Sorry. In any event, they say he's, I don't know, I hope he can.
You guys ended up going 4-2 against Merrimack this year. Were there commonalities in the victories? Were there things you guys did right in all 4 of those wins that you can think of?
I would say the only 2 wins where we played real well were the last 2. I thought that we tried to give the first 2 wins away. We had the games and we bumbled the puck and we made respect them. Tonight, this weekend, we respected them.
You mentioned you're going to have to rely on your seniors to kind of get you guys through these next 2 rounds. Can you just talk about the things they have done in the second half of the season to kind of make themselves better?
Well, they're just, first of all, Popko is a terrific player who doesn't get any recognition because of what he does for us. He fills a great role for us, and he doesn't get much recognition for it. But he knows what his role is. He relishes playing it, and his teammates appreciate it. And he's a real hard worker. Greiber has been, arguably he could be our most valuable player this year, I think. He had a great first half when the rest of us were having a hard time, and he still played well the second half. And I think that certainly Zach Cohen has had a fabulous senior year for us. Those 3 guys have played hard. Zach Cohen has had a great run here. He's played really hard this last month. Gotten some goals, big goals for us, but he's really been physical for us, and he's really given us a different look.
Seems like what Zach coming into that role is kind of a power forward, being up front.
Well, that's where you're supposed to be all along. He got into it last year. He won it, he finally, we were lucky that I listened to our captains. We were lucky. He was lucky and I was lucky that I was listening to our captains last year because he turned out to be a hell of a player for us.
Let's go.
Thanks, Coach.